Feeling chilly? SG Heating and Cooling. Fixing it right, day or night. SG Heating and Cooling is located at 7005 Cooley Lake Road in West Bloomfield. SG offers free estimates on new equipment and 0% interest financing for up to 18 months. Eligible equipment qualifies for rebates from Consumers Energy and DTE. SG will clean your furnace, verify it is working properly, and perform a safety inspection for only $59. SG also offers duct cleaning and sanitizing starting at $300. You can find us on the web at sgheatingcooling.com or call 248-242-6730 today for all of your heating and cooling needs. SG Heating and Cooling, fixing it right, day or night. 248-242-6730.
You're listening to CRBRadio.com. The words and opinions you are about to hear are of the hosts and do not reflect the management, sponsors, or affiliates of Cave Radio Broadcasting.
This the real nonsense, you better call in. Tune in, you might even hear your best friend. You know we live every Saturday, better tap in. Got some real knowledge for all you young men. Not just for men, it's for ladies too. All ages, we don't care if you 82. Cause it's the real nonsense. The real nonsense. For real, let me hear that.
Great. Oh, I'm a little loud, right? Welcome back to another episode of the Real Nonsense Podcast. It's Saturday, 5 o'clock, and we're on the air live. Facebook, Cave Radio Facebook page, right? Cave Radio Facebook page, right? So the Real Nonsense Podcast is brought to you by Jared Davis Photography for the finest professional photography of all types in the metropolitan Detroit area. Contact Jared Davis Photography, where we make the magic the world will want to see. Call 567-343-1980. And Melodic Retirement Services. Prepare for your future today. For more information or to make an appointment for a consultation, contact Melody J. Walker at 248-301-2439. Retire healthy and wealthy. So it's the Real Nonsense with Chris and Mel.
Yay.
Yes, and today, our special guest today is Tamika A. Robinson.
Yes. Hello,
Board
everyone.
certified
Welcome,
credit
Tamika.
consultant of TRB Credit Financials LLC. I got to put the LLC on the end.
Yes.
I have to do that. Right?
And I need to know how I can get this T-shirt.
got
Today I choose wealth. I love that.
Gotta do that. I gotta do that.
Yes. It's on my website.
Oh,
Actually.
okay.
Yes.
Wonderful.
www.trbcredit.com.
All right. So I was saving this plug for like when the show started, so we don't tell everything before the show gets started. So Tamika and I go back. Tamika was actually one of my students at Baker College. Actually, the first time I actually got a teaching job, she was one of my first students ever at the college level.
Yes.
So we had a good time in the speech class. It was live every day that we met. So
I learned a lot from you.
I appreciate that.
What were you teaching?
I teach speech.
You were teaching speech then? Okay.
I teach speech.
Yeah, I learned a lot from him. It's so funny. I knew his class was going to be interesting because when he was standing outside the door, I said, I was like, good afternoon. He says, good afternoon. And so everybody came in and he says, you know what's so crazy? I got all these students in my class and only one person said good afternoon. I said, oh.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, he made the observation.
Everybody just walked in.
Everybody got manners.
They sat down. Like nobody said anything. I was like, y'all nervous? Like, what's going on?
But no, he always had good personality, big personality.
Yeah.
So,
and we had the potluck. The potlucks were live. I had potluck every single class at the end of every semester. Everybody brought food. We had food, dessert, cakes, chicken, everything.
Yeah.
We partied out. It was a great experience. TRB Credit Financials. So, how did you get there? What's the journey?
Well, honestly, me, myself, I started off, of course, in college.
Yeah.
Bad credit. Didn't know too much about financial education. And then here I am, single parent, needed a car, place to stay, and of course my credit is terrible. So I started doing some research, learning on my own how to repair my own credit, and I went from a 520, raising my score, to a 680 on my own.
Wow.
And so
that's a nice jump.
Yeah. So after that, all my friends was like, how you do it? And I was like, well, look, let me show you how to do it. That's how you do it. And I started helping other people out, and they started raising their credit, and they was like, you know what, you should make this turn this into a business. And I said, you know what, you could be right. And it started off from there, and I love what I do. I really do. It's all about just helping my people understand financial literacy and education, providing them with the resources, to build, and that's what it's all about, because we didn't have that growing up, so that's why I started.
Yeah, we didn't understand how important credit is, and it's so important.
And it's more important
important.
now
I mean,
than ever.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing without credit.
You can't do nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Nothing?
Mm-mm.
So
They don't even care how much money you got.
Right. They just want to see what the
Absolutely.
what that paper
They want
report
to see
look
what the
like.
numbers is.
Yeah. Wow.
I was in my former boss's office. She's a principal, right? So I was in her office, and we were talking about credit. And so she showed me her credit score, straight 800, right? I said, "Wow!" So I screenshot it. Then I posted it like it was mine on Facebook, just to
Did you
see
really
what
do
kind of
that?
reaction I was
Yep.
going to get.
Mhm.
Oh man! Not
Oh.
only were they on my page, they were in my
Yeah.
inbox, right?
Really?
Chris,
Saying
what's up,
what?
for real?
Oh.
Finally, after about 200 hits, I had to say my credit score. It just felt good to have it there, like
Really?
Yeah, I'm working to get there.
So the inbox things, what was it like? How do I get here?
How do I get
Oh,
here?
Okay, like,
Damn, I didn't know you had it like that.
oh, okay.
Damn, I didn't know you had it like
Credit
that.
is the
Yeah.
new sexy.
Say it again.
Credit is the new sexy.
Oh yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
For
I was
sure.
hot.
Yeah.
I was hot in the
They
streets with that
treat you
800.
different. Like I remember.
You said they treat you
They
different.
do. Like I remember walking into a dealership, and when I had that 520 score, they was trying to.
Yeah,
let
like-
me take you over here.
Right.
But now currently, thank God I raised my score to 810.
Yeah.
I walk in there now. Oh, I get. You want water?
Right.
I can order this for you. Yeah, like it's the
I
new
want to
sexy.
get back like that. I need that in my life.
Yeah, it's important. I tell, working in high schools, I always tell college students when they get ready to go to school, like, when you get on campus, don't get a credit card first. Don't do that, because the sharks are out. They got the table set up. They ready. They
Yeah,
greet you.
absolutely.
They ready to sign you up with every
Yes.
credit card in the world.
Yeah.
I didn't know how damaging it was. When I was in school, I messed around and got a Sears card. Sears could put a hole in your credit report for a long
Absolutely.
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
I didn't realize how powerful a Sears card could be. So, I had to rebound from that. But, working now, it feels good now to be in my 50s and have decent credit,
Yes.
because there's a lot of things you can navigate and do when your credit is right. Even if it's like a 650,
Mm-hmm.
you can still manage. The fours and the fives
Yes.
is kind of difficult, but
Yes.
6 and 7s. You said 8?
Yeah, I've been working, so yeah, 18. That's the last time I checked my FICO.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So
it took a long time for me to build there, though. Long time.
really?
Yeah.
What do you call long in your line of work?
I'm gonna say, well, since I started, I'm gonna say it took me about, from the time I got to like the 680 up until now, it took me about a good 3-4 years.
Okay,
It
3 or
did.
4
It took
years.
me a while, because it was more so sometimes when you get to a certain point in which your credit score, you've got all the negative items removed, so now it's the building part. The building is what help you get to that credit score, making sure you pay your bills on time, adding enough credit to your, credit mix to your profile. I always tell people you need at least 2 or 3 credit cards reporting. You need a short-term loan installment reporting and a long-term installment loan reporting. They like to look at the credit mix. So it's just the building part. But once you continue to stay on the path, at least for 12 to 18 months, you start seeing your score increase. So it takes time.
Okay, so I just had a
not
difficult
overnight.
conversation this morning, right? I have none of them are maxed out. They're not maxed out.
Okay.
But I probably got 12 credit cards, right?
Oh.
So they're locked in the safe at home. I just got them locked up. I pay them every month. But I think I need to get rid of them, or what do you say? Just keep them?
Keep them.
Yeah.
Yep, keep them. As long as you balance them and you making payments on time, you keeping your utilization under 10%, you good.
Under 10%.
A lot of people
For
think
12
30.
cards.
A lot of people
Wow.
think
They
30.
do. That's the rule of thumb, 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Go
say
a little
10.
bit lower
Lower.
if you want to increase
Build
your
it up.
score.
So is paying them off bad? Like if you just pay, I just want to pay them off. Is that bad?
No, it's not bad, but however, you want at least 1 to 3% on there, a balance on there, just so that you can get kind of credit for that, meaning that sometimes lenders look at that and you don't look responsible as a buyer if you're just paying everything off. They just want to see something hanging on there so you can look a little bit more responsible. That's all. But yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
Good.
Yeah.
So how does your service work? I mean, so people call you and then they say, hey, you know, what's the packages? How does it work?
So pretty much, I have a link in my bio. So if you follow me on Instagram, TRB_credit financials, there's a link in my bio. It breaks down all my services. You can click on there and click on my website. I do offer free resources as well too. So credit building options. If you're lacking any type of credit building options as far as credit cards, even if you have a low credit score, I do have some options on there where you can get guaranteed approval. So they just click the link on my bio, click on my website. It breaks down my services. And pretty much what I offer is just a membership package. My enrollment fee is $289, 99-month fee, but you can cancel at any time. And as long as you stay in the program, I'll remove the derogatory items off your credit report, and then I'll also offer credit building and education while you're in the program. So you see me every month. You know, most people, they'll take their money and, you know, just run off with it, not me. I hold you accountable. So that's the difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the lowest credit score you ever worked with? Lowest? 2, 3?
No. Actually, it was a 480. And right now, he is currently at a 600.
Wow, 480.
Yes.
Yeah, that he was messing around, huh?
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah. Most of it was he didn't have any credit building. He didn't have no credit cards. He had a lot of derogatory items, but most of it, he didn't have no credit cards, nothing. So when he got started, while I'm repairing the credit, I basically gave him some resources to apply for credit cards. So right now he has his credit cards. He's paying them on time. And Self account. Self is a really, really good account. It helps you build.
The thing where you're paying to 700. Yeah.
Yep,
okay. Yeah.
Yep. And
actually, I have that.
Yep.
Right here on
Self
my
is
phone.
really good.
I
Yep.
get it. Yeah.
That's one of my questions. Like, what can somebody do if they have no credit? So you would recommend Self?
Yes, Self account. Self is really good because, for one, they do not do a hard inquiry. Okay, they do report to all 3 credit bureaus. So, and I think they have 2 separate plans. You could pay as low as $25 a month, between like 12 and 24 months. But the great thing about it is that they report to all 3 credit bureaus, and at the end of your installment loan, you get that money back. So it's almost like you're paying to raise your own credit, you know. So, yeah, Self is very good. I do recommend that. And then I recommend at least having 2 cards. When you start off with a low credit score, the best thing to start off is a secure credit card. But I wouldn't do no more than 2 of those because you're just at the building stage.
Right.
When you get a decent score.
And you can get a secure card by where? What means? Who gives out secure credit cards?
I know
Your
my
local
sister
bank.
works at a credit union, and she's been trying to get me into one of these for
Yes.
the whole time. So
Yep. Navy Federal has a secure credit card as well. That's one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Capital One, they have one too. That's a good one to start off with as well.
So do they give you okay, they all say refundable fee, right? But do they, do they give it back?
Yeah, they do. You got to make your payments on time though.
Okay. Yeah.
But they do give it back.
Okay. Eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Eventually, right?
Yes.
Because I have one.
Yeah.
And I've had it. That's one of the 12 that I have, right? And it's been about a year and a half now. 2 years. Capital One card. Where's my money? I ain't get my money back yet.
You ain't talk to them?
Call them.
Call them.
What's that? Call them for my money?
Yeah.
Call them. Hey, where my money?
I thought
What's
they were
going
just
on?
Call everybody else.
Give me my money
No,
back.
you got to call them.
Actually, they could just add it to my limit and I'm good. But
Yeah.
but
call them. You know that people make
probably do
mistakes too, but call them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, where's my money? Like it's
Yeah.
been a year and a half now.
Yeah.
You said refundable.
Yeah, and I was thinking about, like in terms of aging, because like as a retirement specialist, we talk about long term, and money lasting your whole life. And one thing I thought about, don't nobody want to be old and broke, and don't nobody want to be old with bad credit.
No.
So they both go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So somebody like coming out of high school or fresh into adulthood, what would you recommend? To kind of set the path.
Would you date a rich man with bad credit? I knew it. That's one of those thought-provoking questions, right? He's rich.
That's tough.
He's rich, but his credit's bad.
I mean, I guess you know what? I guess I would because hey, I'm the expert in it, right? Let me help you. Let's help each other. you know,
Right.
You know. So, yeah, I think I would because I think a lot of times when it comes to even people with bad credit, it's just a lack of education. That's what I think. You know, I just don't think, sometimes people are careless, but I mean, if you teach them the right way and you show them the way, then I think they can catch on and, do what they're supposed to do. But I think a lot of people that's out here is because of the lack of education and resources, But going back to what you were saying, I actually think, and this is just to be honest with you, I think they need to start, and this is something that I'm hopefully trying to work on, but I think they need to start putting these programs inside of high schools, especially for seniors. And I think that is important because I made most of my mistakes right out of high school, okay? They don't teach you the importance of a credit card or how to save and how to budget. They just, what they do when you graduate from college, or I'm sorry, when you graduate from high school, they send you all type of credit cards in the mail. And that's the first thing you think is free money when it's not, and if you don't have the education behind it, you just going to spend and you're not going to pay it back. And there you go messing it up. A lot of people coming out of high school, going into college, making these mistakes. When you get to your late 20s, early 30s, you basically cleaning up the stuff that you did back when you graduated from high school. So I think they need to start putting in programs, financial literacy programs inside of schools.
For sure.
To help educate these kids. And I'm not saying sometimes you don't have to go through the extent, but at least educate them on using credit cards, savings, student loans. Okay, that's one of the biggest things, because they don't give you that type of education, especially when you go to college. They're going to say, oh, you can get all of this money and pay it off. You know what I'm saying? Pay off your college tuition. But they don't tell you that affects you when you graduate.
Right. Here's the game changer since you mentioned that. Biden was talking about giving, removing $10,000 debt.
I'm still waiting on mine.
Which for some people, though, is just, it's not even a mosquito bite, right? For some people, it's
right.
It's not even an interest. What I would like to have seen is say, you know what, we'll just make sure that your student loans do not count against your credit score. I'm good.
I'm good with that.
I'm good. You ain't have to take none of it off.
That's a good idea.
Leave it off.
Because
just don't let it affect my
it
credit
ain't even
score.
just like even with going back to that, like a lot of these, me personally, when I was a first time home buyer, my student loans was a problem.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing. Here's a caveat to that. Not to cut you off,
No,
but somebody put on Facebook before, like, if you use your student loans to buy a property, so like take that money, because if you go on the bank, they're gonna give you a student loan, but they're not gonna give you a mortgage. So you can just flip the script and take that money and go buy you something.
Makes sense.
And then, so I don't know, if we were smart with the money, then maybe that would make a difference.
Exactly.
But, being two people that are kind of into the financial literacy role, we say, okay, what would the directive be to somebody coming out of high school? I would say, okay, they need to save money and they need to build their credit. Like they're both twins. They need to go hand in hand for sure.
This is the only country, though, where getting an education in higher ed is a financially punitive thing. It works against you. Some countries, a bachelor's degree is free. I teach international students. It's free.
Yeah.
They come here and get another degree, but the degree they got at home was free. Here, it's punitive.
I think it's because it's a lot of competition. It's almost like we competing with each other.
Yeah. Just take it off my credit score and I'm good. You can leave it here. You can leave it. I don't care. I'll pay it. Just take it away from my credit score. Then it'd probably be an 800 at that point. That's the only weight that I have, really. Is
I thought that
loans.
they wrote off the debt for people that work in schools and stuff like that.
It depends, though. It's caveats to all of that.
Okay.
It sounds good when you read the title, the header, but when you get into the details of it, you got to do this, you got to do that.
It's the fine print.
Yeah, the fine print. Yeah, the fine print.
It depends on where you work at.
What type of school district, neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah,
so it's like a zoning type of thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's that small fine print.
Right,
Yep.
right. I would love to see it. And I went to a for-profit school because I graduated from Phoenix. So Phoenix is like
They
Baker.
expensive.
Oh, look.
I remember looking
University
at
of
them.
Phoenix?
Yes. I
didn't
remember
know.
looking at them and I was like, oh no.
My doctorate was 68.
Really?
Yeah. It was
Dang. You still
$68.
paying on it?
Heck yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. With interest, it's probably in the high 80s, 90s by this point. Yeah. I mean, it's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
So my next question, I had a couple questions for you. I took the time out to put on my phone notebook questions for Tamika.
Okay.
All right.
So for people that have businesses, right, and we talk about business credit, and I know there's a lot of different things. Like people say, build up your business credit, but then it's like certain ways that you have to do it. Like you have to go through Dun and Bradstreet and stuff like that. I don't know. Like, how do people build up business credit?
So currently, I'll say this. I'm not really into the business credit just yet, but I will say this. I have been building mine. So, my business credit is good based on the resources that I pulled. And I'll just say this. Even prior to you starting your building your business credit, yes, you do have to get your Duns and Brad number. But before you get your Duns and Brad number, there are certain things that criteria you have to meet. So for one, you do have to have a website. You have to have an email, and we're not talking about the yourbusiness@gmail.com. You have to actually have a professional email. They also want you to have like a business address, not a home address. Okay, so a lot of people look at iPostal1. iPostal1 does not do. They do not accept Duns and Brad do not accept iPostal1 as so you can use like a virtual office address, but iPostal1 is not a good one because they don't recognize Duns and Brad doesn't recognize them as a.
You said a virtual office address?
You can use a virtual office address.
Okay, that's new for me.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Is that free?
No, so you do have to pay a monthly fee. They all range. Regus is a good one as well. I can't think of the other one, but Regus is one of them as well.
Oh, wow.
But virtual address. You do also have to have a business phone number. I personally have an 800 number. You don't have to have an 800 number, but it does look professional. And then also too, you have to be registered on 411 listing. And then once you get all that information set, then you go and apply for your Duns and Brad number.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
And
Duns and Brad, they are the reporting
yes.
that will establish the business credit.
Yes, correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
The primary go-to.
Yes.
Are there any others?
No, so it's Duns and Brad. So they are the ones who's basically. So it's basically like the reporting for your business credit. Those are the only ones. You get your Duns and Brad number, and then after that, once you get your Duns and Brad number, you get approved for that, and you just start building your business credit. You just open certain lines of credit. So you want to start off with the net 30 accounts. Some net 30 accounts that you could think of, Quill. Let me try to think of another. Quill. You got Uline. That's a good one as well. Capital on Tap. I do like that. That's actually a credit card, and they do a soft credit pull. But Capital on Tap, I actually have that too. There's very good, and they report to. So Duns and they actually have 3 credit. But when it comes to business credit, you have 3 credit bureaus. So you have a Paydex score, which is Duns and the Duns and Brad Paydex score, and then you do have the Experian and you have Equifax. But so you want to start off with the net 30 accounts. I would say at least to get 4 to 5 trade lines, at least to start reporting, to start building a Paydex score, because you need at least an 80 for a Paydex score.
But you see how she breaking this all down? Because you go on Instagram, you go on Twitter. Those are TikTok. They got the people on there. They're like, oh, just use your EIN number, and you can just go get a Mercedes. It's like, nah, sis, break this down for me.
Yeah. So a lot of it's not a a lot of people look for a quick fix. It ain't no quick fix.
And then I think a lot of the myths are too that you can build a business credit identity outside of your personal credit. But from what I'm finding out is that your personal credit also needs to be like good because they're going to reference that for your business credit.
Yes. So
right?
When it comes to funding, okay. So when you want to get straight to the money, when you want to start getting opening up a building, anytime you need funding, they're going to always refer back to your personal credit. That's why they both go together. You can't have business credit without good personal credit. Yeah,
all right, amen. Let the saints say amen.
I'm still stuck on the virtual office, so I looked it up. Like, that's crazy.
Yes.
The student teaching the teacher, right? Because I'm like, wow, the 169 is a little much, but the 49, that's doable.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Wow,
yep.
Mail handling, so then forward your mail. Wow, all of that. That's
you can
that's
pick
sweet.
up your packages. You can even some virtual addresses. If you need to meet with your clients, you can rent a room. Yep, they make it very convenient for you. So that's just if you don't have your own office setting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't want to bring strangers to your home and things like that. But yeah, you can have that VO address and
and use it for that.
from there. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna work with that. I never even thought about that until just now. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. What are we gonna do with a virtual address? I was like,
Oh no, I need that for my. I can use it for my own business for sure. For sure.
Chris is funny. Okay, my next question, not to take over the questions, but I do want you to answer this one. So, keep cash, use credit. So if you have the ability to pay something off and you got the money and you got the credit, do you just pay it off or do you just go ahead and use credit as leverage?
Your credit cards.
Use your credit cards.
Stop using the debit cards. Use your credit cards.
Okay.
You wanna build your credit score. Use your credit card. You're gonna pay the cash anyway, right?
Right.
So if you go ahead and paying bills, whatever the case may be, take that credit card, put it on there. And take
So
the cash
you believe in the whole thing where use your credit card for groceries, use your credit card for utility bills, use your credit card for your all your bills, get the points because some people like to build up those points, then pay off your credit card every month, and then just keep.
because it's helping you build your credit.
You say pay it off.
You
Pay it off. Use it, then pay it off.
well pay towards it. You know whatever. Yeah, but you're gonna use the cash anyway, right?
Right. So use it, but then pay it enough to bring the utilization down.
Exactly.
There we go. Okay. Just want to
Exactly.
make sure I'm clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but you're gonna use it anyway. So
Okay.
take that cash.
Hip
when
to the
you use your
game.
card,
So would
you
it be
building your
okay? Like
credit.
I'm sorry, Chris.
No,
Like
hit the game.
automatic payment on a credit card.
I say this: do what's best for you.
Okay.
And your financial status. Now, if you can't, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying don't use your debit card.
No, we just talking about
Yeah.
rules of thumb.
Yeah, but I say this: if you can't put your payment on automatic pay, if you can remember yourself, hey, my bill is due at this point, go ahead and
Just pay it.
I never
But
use
if you
auto
can't
pay.
remember that, yes, put it on auto pay. And the only reason why I say that because at least you can make the minimum payment without avoiding that interest, okay. And that late payment.
I don't use that because if you miss it or something happens, ding.
Yeah,
It's a ding.
they gonna remind you.
Yeah, it's a ding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they
I'm
gonna
just like,
remind
I
you.
just pay it.
Yeah.
I like to pay mine early though. I always pay my credit cards before the due date. Then that way I don't have to remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So keep cash, use credit.
yeah.
Here's the secret to the credit cards, though.
What's the secret?
So there's two important dates, right? There's a payment due date, which that's the minimum balance. Minimum payment that's due from the creditors, right? But there's a statement closing date. You'll see that on your bill. And so you want to make at least the minimum payment on the payment due date, right? So let's just say your payment is due on the 6th, but your statement closing date is the 9th. You want to make sure that your balance is at least below that 10% or at 10% by the statement closing date. The statement closing date is the day that your creditor takes your balance and report it to the credit bureaus.
Yeah.
So I suggest that if you bring it down, pay it on even if you do it on the payment date, if you bring it down to that 10%, don't use your card again till after the statement closing date so that you can get credit for that. So when you report it, you're reporting that low utilization.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've heard of that
That's a
before.
lot to remember.
Not really.
No, it ain't.
Yes,
Due
it
date,
is.
statement, closing date. And they
I
both
mean,
on
you
the
got
bill,
12
right?
you
Yep,
got
they
12
both on the bill.
Well, you got 12 cards, they're not all the same date.
Right.
That's true, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be using all 12 cards.
Yeah, don't be
I'm
using all
not.
12.
They're in the safe. They're locked up. But
Okay.
I still gotta. So what I do though is I rotate them. Right.
Yeah.
So I put this one up, use that one, put that one up, use that one. I never carry more than one in my wallet at any given time because that way, chink chink. chink
Then whichever one you're using, then you identify
Right.
due date, statement, closing
Yeah.
date.
Right.
I give
As you
my
said.
clients a credit card payment tracker. And so what that is, it's just out of a 12-month period, I give them basically a breakdown. Okay, this is what credit card I'm using. This is the due date. This is the closing date. And this is the balance that I owe on it. And so they can keep up with what they owe and make the payments on time. And this is something that I just created so they can just start building their credit, making sure they're making their payments on time. But yeah, I have a payment tracker. So I just have them write down everything.
So help me with a happy medium here. I'll pay the due date, the minimum. I mean, right on the due date. My spouse, she pays like zero. I want everything zero. She don't pay the minimum on anything. She just wipes it all out. Right? What's the happy medium? I mean, what's the best? Or are they both okay?
They're both okay.
Yeah.
They're both okay. Long as you see your score building. If you see it dropping, then you know you're doing something wrong, right? But if it's not affecting your score and you don't see anything negative on there, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. So she's from the family of we buy cars, we buy them we buy them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the finance and lease mindset. I'm not buying a vehicle. Like they'll pay the whole car off. You know?
Oh, gotcha.
Right, the whole car. We had to
She cash is queen.
Yeah, she gonna pay the whole car off. But it helped her credit though when she did it. It shot right up. But I'm gonna flip the car out. So I guess paying the car off is not a bad thing.
It's whatever works. And then, like I said, it's just based on your credit profile. So everybody's credit profile is different.
Right.
But if it works for you, keep doing it.
Yeah. Do you think that what age range would you say, based on your experience, is where the credit issues are really? Is it like 20s, 30s?
I say from 18 up to 25.
That's when you tear it up completely.
Yeah, because that's your most naive period. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
You real careless. Think about it when you was careless.
Oh, very careless. Look.
Oh, I don't care. I'm just swipe.
The first experience I ever had with credit, my friend had an Amex card, and we were in freshman. And he got an Amex card, and I was like, I didn't know what it was. And he was like, yo, I gotta pay the balance at the end of the month, like the whole thing. So why are you swiping it? Like swipe,
Yep.
Because you don't have the money to pay it, right? And again, another card that kind of destroys your credit.
Yeah.
So when you see good, fair, excellent, sometimes your credit score says fair, but then you apply for something and there's so many other factors, right? So it's the utilization and stuff like that. So that's why I don't like the student loan thing. I think if the student loan thing doesn't count against anybody's credit report, it'll be a lot of people in this country that can actually live a little better quality of life.
Yeah.
It's killing us.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how what's the go around for student loans with credit restoration? Is it any?
Well, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say maybe they should start with going to her website and enroll.
I do have.
I mean, I don't want you to all the trade secrets, right? But hey, what they say in Batman? If you're good at something, never
Well,
do
I
it for
think
free.
I remember you from June. You did the what was that? What she did? What was that girl name that came on here? The one that anyway, it was all hot pink balloons, and they gave out the awards to the.
Yes,
you were there.
I was
I forget
there.
the name of it.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
You're talking about Andrea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I remember your logo.
Yeah,
Remember?
I was there.
Yeah, she had an event where she gave out.
Yep, she had an award ceremony. Yeah.
Okay, and you were there, so I remember this.
Let me ask the question a different way, because again, when you're good at something, never do it for free. Is there some go arounds for heavy student loans on your credit report? Do you offer any type of go arounds that somebody you can work with them?
Well, I'll say this. The payments, it's not necessarily the student loans that's hurting you, because student loans, depending on your credit profile, can actually help you, believe it or not, because of the history.
Right, payment history.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It's more so the payments that are killing people, the payments, the interest, because of course people can't afford to make those payments depending on how big or small it is. The only thing I can say to go around is I do partner with a company called the Student Loan Survivor. And so, yeah.
What do they do?
Yep. So the Student Loan Survivor, pretty much they basically you can schedule a consultation with them. That is also in the link in my bio as well.
Okay.
But you can schedule a consultation with them, and what you'll do is you'll talk to a consultant, and basically they'll go over, and like I said, each individual is different.
Right.
They'll pretty much go over your student loan information, and then also there are several different programs and things that I don't pretty much know about myself, but there are several different programs that you can fall in, and they can also help you lower your payment as well. So those are options. Consolidation. I consolidated my loans. So that can help you as well too.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. So I consolidated my loans. So that's another thing that's around. Also too, if you are a first time home buyer and your student loans is a problem, You can also, and I can't even think of the name of the slip, but you can go to your actual student loan company, and there is a form that you can fill out, that they can fill out for you on your behalf, because they did it for me, and that actually helps you with your student loan information when it comes to the denial process. Because sometimes they be like, oh, well, you can't do it because your student loan's on here, but that actually help you. But it's a form that they fill out and that they can give it to you. And all you got to do is just give it over to your lender, and they'll factor that in, and it'll help.
Does forbearance hurt?
No.
Okay.
The only thing that hurts is the interest that
gotcha.
builds with the forbearance.
So I when everybody else was waiting on Biden, I called and I was like, you know what? I just want a forbearance. And they said, oh, okay, we'll do that. We'll stop the interest too. So I got forbearance for like 2027.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
with no interest.
Okay. Yeah. So probably more than likely because of the stuff that they have in place for COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I just slid on in
Normally,
at that moment.
yes.
Right.
Normally, you would build
That was
interest
smart.
with that forbearance,
Absolutely.
but that is very smart. Yes.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
like, hold on, let me do
I need to
this.
do something with mine because I just ignore them. The calls come in, I hang up. The letters come, I'm like, I don't know what to do.
I would say talk to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they always work. I would say this.
Depending on the servicer, right? Because some of them are real
They horrible.
anal.
I remember
horrible.
I remember before I didn't never had no problems with them, but now more than ever they are a little different.
Naviant was horrible.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are.
Naviant was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I just don't know if it's like a call trying to like get like my information, or is it a legitimate service call to help me consolidate? I don't know. I think I might need help.
I researched it on my own. I didn't even talk to him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't want to talk to him because it'll put me in a trick bag.
I would say this too. College graduates, when you graduate from college and, talk to those exit counselors. Like, mine helped me out a lot, especially when it came to student loans. Like, they helped me out a lot. So I would say talk to them as well, because they can help you and provide information for you and resources so that you can, when you go to, when you start talking about your student loans and everything, they can show you how to consolidate. I didn't know nothing about consolidation at all until I talked to my counselor.
got it.
Yep. So
Wow.
they have a lot of information too. Yep.
So what's the deal with bankruptcy and credit restoration? Have you worked with people?
Oh, that was a body language.
Bankruptcy is the American way.
She was like,
by the way.
oh, is it?
Oh, listen. People.
I thought about it. I've talked to a
bank-
bankrupt, but not when you
Bankruptcy.
own your house and
Bankruptcy is the American
they be
way.
like, wait a minute, sis.
I heard you can bankrupt yourself all the way to the White House.
He's stupid.
Chapter 7. Listen.
Bankruptcy removes your responsibility to pay, but it still hurts you. You still got to build your credit.
So look, when you were at Baker, I'll never forget it. I was talking. I heard some guys. They were Chaldean, right? And so their parents owned a lot of businesses in Dearborn. And they were having a conversation like, hey, we just filed bankruptcy, wipe it all out, get another business, because they send you credit cards, card note, everything right after it. And they told me the whole story. And I was like, dang. So y'all been doing that for how many years? Like 10 years. They just build up, file, build up, file.
And they keep filing. Wow.
That
sounds ghetto, don't it?
It is.
It's ghetto.
No.
But what they're doing is they're taking advantage of the loophole.
They are.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of the loophole.
But you
Yeah.
still, like I said, it wipes your responsibility away to pay things back, but it doesn't. You still got to build your credit. You
Right.
still got to start over.
Right.
Those accounts that are associated with the bankruptcy, that still count against you. It's like having a collection on your account. It's still negative. You still got to remove it.
Okay.
So
But it sounds like what he's saying is it don't take much to build it up and start using it again. Is
secure
that right?
credit cards,
Yeah,
Oh,
right over.
right offhand.
right. So just get another secure credit card, build it up. 3 months later, you back in business.
I wouldn't
Okay.
say 3 months.
Oh,
but-
okay.
I
But
filed,
yeah.
I filed 7. Let me see. Right after I got divorced, that was 2006, and I had a car 3 months later.
Yep.
I went on a lot. Boom, bought a car 3 months later.
Yep.
It was like it was never even. It was no issue whatsoever.
Yeah.
They were
Once it's
like, hey,
discharged,
yep. Once it's discharged,
You good.
you're on and popping
Yeah.
all over again. That's why they do it. Open one business, shut it down. Business fall, they don't care. They open up another business.
yeah.
Wow.
A lot of people be like, I want this bankruptcy off. I want this bankruptcy off. When, honestly, you can get things with a bankruptcy on your credit.
Okay.
The thing that hurts you the most are charge-offs. Charge-offs are the hardest.
To get
Oh
off.
wow, yeah.
But you
Yeah.
can get them off. Oh, okay.
What do you
The reason why they're the hardest to get off is because they're still with the original creditor. Because most of the time, what you have to do is basically we're protected by laws, right? So everything across all 3 credit bureaus must match. Okay, not a number off, not a letter off. It all must match. Okay, if it doesn't match, if it's off by law, you can dispute it and they have to delete it. And if in that reason or for whatever the case may be, it's off and you dispute it, that's fine. But with the original creditors, with the charge-offs, they can prove that it's accurate, so that's why it's hard. So your best bet when it comes to charge-offs, especially the charge-offs that are like over $1,500, just make a payment arrangement, especially if you're trying to buy a house. It's easier to buy a house with a charge-off with a zero balance than it is that you ain't pay nothing on it. So, yeah.
What's your feelings on joint accounts and cosigners? Where do you stand with that?
What was the question?
Joint accounts and cosigners.
Counseling cosigners?
Joint accounts.
Joint accounts and cosigners.
Oh, joint accounts.
Yeah,
and
joint
cosigners.
accounts, cosigners.
Oh, okay.
Because you're not married yet, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right. So that's a good question for
I
you.
say this. if it works and both parties are responsible, I say it's okay. However, you have some people out here when they don't pay their bills on time, they don't do what's right, and they end up biting the bullet at the end. You kind of know who know what they're doing and who not. I'm not against it. But you both have to be together and work together on this.
Is that an option for you when you get married? Would you do joint?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on my partner. I'm open to it. However, I got burnt in the past. I have. I'm not even gonna lie. I got burnt in the past.
Having good credit, trying to
Love
help
and
somebody else.
credit.
That
Love
didn't
and
have
credit
it.
don't mix, huh?
Yeah, love and credit do not mix. And and God taught me a lesson on that. And so I would hate to have to learn that lesson again. So I would just have to, I guess, weigh out all my options. I'm not against it. I just have to
marry
be
nobody
a little
with
more
bad credit. How about that?
Yeah, okay. Listen, I got standards and
But you know what? Okay,
You don't have cash and credit.
Okay. Credit, though. So bad credit, but under 600, is that what you consider bad credit? Under 600? Because 600, you could do some things.
technically, yeah.
Okay. 600, you could do some things.
600 you can build.
Right. You can
Yeah.
That's a decent place to be.
Yeah, that's actually a
So
decent place to
400
be.
is a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a bad
you-
problem.
Yeah, you irresponsible. You don't care about nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if I'll say this, even if you in the upper 500s, like 580, you could still build. Like I had my first client, she's actually, shout out to her because she's in Virginia. She actually just bought her first home, but she was in my program for a year. My client was in a 580 when she graduated from my program. She was at a 700.
That's awesome.
In
a year.
In a year, yeah. In a year.
So I want to ask you about your program. So when she first came into the program, obviously you pulled her report and everything. So was there like a plan design, like do this, do this, do
I
this?
do have an action plan.
And do it for a year, and then that's how she built it up?
So pretty much what I do is I have, after the consultations, I pretty much break down how my program works with every individual, okay? And then once they sign up with me, I do what we call an onboarding call. This onboarding call is me going over their entire credit report. And based on your credit profile, I'll go over each plan of action on what I plan on doing. So I might give them homework. So I might say, while I'm doing this and repairing your score and fixing this, I need you to do this, whether it's adding credit building, like credit cards. If they're lacking any type of credit building options, they have to add that. And in that process, I'm educating them. So I'm showing them how to use the credit cards during their program. I also have an open door policy with me. So my clients, they can schedule a one-to-one client review with me every month. So if they have questions about their credit, if they're not understanding something, they can schedule a call with me. With that call, I go over everything. I say, hey, look, okay, we're going to pause here because I see this. You need to start doing this. Okay. And as long as they listen to me and they follow the directions, they they boost their score. They move toward the financial direction they want to go. So with her goal was to get a house. She got her house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she listened.
But did she have cards already?
Yep, she did have cards
Were they
already.
maxed out?
Yes, they were.
So what was your advice to her? Was it to
I put her on a payment plan.
Okay.
I said, this is the goal. This is where I need you to be by this month.
So then at that point, she just had to pay X amount of
Yep.
those cards to get them down. And over time, it
And
worked.
so I don't tell, like, if, you know, I don't tell, and I understand, like, it's a responsibility, right?
Yeah.
But I have them start with as low as possible. Okay, so here's the goal. By next month, I need you to pay down this amount, you know? And then, okay, so even sometimes when it comes to some items, if I can't get everything negative off, and if it's for whatever reason they come back and they verify the account is accurate, okay, so this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to settle. Let's figure out a payment plan so that we can remove this off your credit report, okay, so you can help you in advance. So there are certain, depending on your credit profile, there's certain things that I basically help my clients do while I repair their credit score on their own. And then the most important thing to me is when they graduate from my program, they have to be able, I want them to be able to understand to keep that process when they graduate and maintain it. That's the most important thing with me. Maintenance, you know?
Yeah.
When you leave, keep what I taught you. Don't
Right.
let it go.
Well, let me ask you this, Tamika. So is it ghetto for people? Because sometimes they'll say, well, I'll just let the time go by. 7 years, everything, the slate going to be wiped clean. So you ain't never heard that before? I have.
I do know people do that, but here's the thing. In that 7-year period, how many things, anything can happen,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So do you want to get started on it now? Or do you want to spend 7 whole years trying to figure out how to work it out?
Without credit.
Well, there's a thing called opportunity cost, which is whatever it is that you're doing right now, everything that you're not doing because of what it is that you're doing, that's the opportunity cost.
Right.
And if the things that you aren't doing aren't because you're choosing not to do them, but because you can't and you could fix it, who's that on?
Yeah.
That's a sacrifice they make.
So what? You know what? I'm sitting here on your website and I'm reading it, and okay. So here's what I'm gonna do, right? Because every time a guest comes on, I try my best to kind of support, right? So I'm gonna sign up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign up too.
Right.
I
I
ain't
was
gonna
going to say,
I was already.
this might be
I was,
all three
I
of
was
us
holding
today.
back,
Right.
but I was like, yeah, I think I need to sign up.
I'm gonna sign up Friday,
Okay.
but there's a caveat.
Okay.
I don't want to start until January,
Oh, that's fine.
but I'm gonna sign up Friday.
That's fine.
The 30th. Got it. Okay. The 30th.
Yep,
What's
that's fine.
why you don't start to January?
I'm moving. I got some things I just want to.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I tell people,
OCD,
listen.
fresh start, right?
I don't force people to sign up. Come ready. Come ready.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
be
'cause
ready
when-
to
'cause when
listen,
you sign up,
in
it's
January.
It's go
rock
time.
and roll.
It's go time.
Yeah.
I don't want no excuses, no nothing.
January.
Come ready.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't matter. When you ready, I got
Yeah.
you.
So I can
We
pay
gonna
in
get-
advance and just wait till January.
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna do.
And I like how it is too, because like my thing is I advocate for saving money. So I work with people to save money. It's like save money, save money, save money. But credit goes hand in hand, because if the money I save and I have the credit, I can keep the money I saved and use credit as leverage. So they're like sister and brother. They really
Yes.
are twins.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe we can work together, and I can.
And savings
don't-
is good too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely it
So
is. We talking about
I'm not
compound
looking to buy a
interest.
house, though. I'm not looking to buy a house.
You not?
No,
Didn't you buy your house already?
no, I'm not looking to buy a house.
Oh.
I'm looking to get an 800 credit score. That's what I want. I'm not gonna buy a house.
Yeah, because after that you can build.
Look, I'm gonna tell you the house. I'm gonna tell you the house thing for me, right? So my wife and I had a difference in the house thing. I'm 56. If I buy a house now, I'm not
Mortgage.
gonna own it. I'm not gonna own it. I'm just not. It's not gonna happen. So what's the difference between a house and rent? For me, if I was 30, I'd be like, okay, I want to buy a house, right? So we're moving into like a condo, but I found out the hard way, $300,000 in Novi is nothing. I looked at 20 houses almost.
Yeah,
It's nothing.
it's expensive to live out
It's
there.
nothing. And she don't want to move from Novi. So we're there. We're out there. And so
You gonna keep the condo?
can't find a house. And I don't want to pay $400,000, $500,000 for a house.
I'll tell
Not
you
at
this.
56, I don't.
Not unless something else happens, because
Yeah.
they talk about wealth transfers and inflation, all that stuff. Opportunity might come where you might can get a deal. You just
I'll
got to
jump
keep your
on it
eyes
then.
open.
I say
Yeah,
this.
for
I'll
sure.
jump on it then.
If you want to buy a house, you better buy it within the next 5 years, because the prices is gonna go up. you can buy the house. If you can afford it, buy the house. You can refinance on it later.
Yeah, but when we looked, it wasn't the cost of it was the houses were like, oh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wanted the nice.
Yeah.
And them like
Yeah,
1.1 million.
You know.
It's them South Novi houses.
Yeah, exactly.
But guess what?
No,
They're 1.2 million.
Guess
I used to work
They
in
gonna
Novi.
get more
I know what you're
expensive.
talking
I went to
about.
Brighton, Wixom,
They gonna get more
Commerce.
expensive.
But look, I came across 8 Mile, and I looked at houses for $300,000.
Oh, they good.
I'm good.
Yeah,
right.
you
I'm
good.
Diddy. I'm Diddy with $300,000 in
Now,
Detroit.
but see, you gotta. My thing is this with my vision, because it's a house. When I go to church, it's right down the street from 12 Oaks Mall on 12 Mile, and I forget the street, but it's right before you get to all the main freeways, and it's up on like this little baby mountain. It's right there, and it's like it's vacant and it's dilapidated. I'm like, ooh, who own this house? Because I sure would like to get
How
it.
much is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's just sitting there.
I would
Look
check
like
the
a little
property.
haunted house. I'm like, man,
It don't
we
have
need
no
to get the
neighbors?
address. Nope. Nope. See, so for me, it's like I'm like, okay, but I can get this house for like maybe $20,000, fix it up, don't owe nobody. See, that's my thing.
You see, that opportunity is not anywhere in my radius to do something like that. It's just not out there. Nowhere. Not in any city out there you're gonna find that. So it's difficult.
So in this case, credit not helping.
No.
No,
Right.
No, I
It's
had
just-
approval letter for
it's-
$300,000.
It's supply and demand right now.
Yeah,
Nothing.
that's what it is. Yeah,
It's supply and demand.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's deep. So that just means be patient.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah. You have to sit and wait.
yeah.
Sit and wait.
So I got 2 questions. I got 2. One, when putting together a plan for somebody, I'm going to assume you take all the things that they have to pay off and they get put into a priority list. Do you subscribe to the pay the biggest balance off first or pay the highest interest off first?
Oh wow, Eric. That's
How
a
do you put that
damn
together?
Good question. I didn't think of that one.
That is a good question.
It is. He sits and waits for those questions, though. He has.
Oh, I wait till the end, always.
I say the interest, the most interest, the biggest interest. Interest
Interest
is
is the
the
money.
biggest thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the better your credit, the lower your interest rates will become on those
Sure.
same existing cards.
Right,
Correct.
exactly.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
And then stay away from store cards. Store cards
Oh,
are
I want a
bad.
store
Yeah.
card.
They
But
don't
guitar,
want
JCPenney.
guitar centers call my
but they
name.
are the ones.
said
that-
guitar center
I'm
calling
telling
his
you,
name. It's
they don't help build your
I
credit.
want a
they
Macy's
have,
card.
No.
I mean, no, you can have them,
Right.
but don't use that as your primary
As the
card to
thing,
build your
right.
credit.
No, I don't.
They the
But I
ones that
want
no,
one.
but it's fine. No,
Right.
but most people are like, well, I got a Target card or whatever. Yeah, that's not building your credit score. It's actually some high ass interest rates.
Yep.
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
pretty
for
much
Target?
what they are. Yeah,
Heck yeah, they 23%.
those store cards
Oh,
is
wow.
high.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use those to build your credit, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want a Macy's card. I always wanted one.
Macy's
Macy's and
Macy's
Discover.
card.
I got the Discover card, but I can't
Discover
get,
hard to get.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't
That's
get.
good.
I can't get a Macy's. I got.
I want to Discover right now. I got
I'm
Navy.
good.
Well, you said Navy Federal. I love Navy Federal.
I got Chase Sapphire. They are excellent. Chase.
Ooh.
I
All
love
right now,
them.
Chase.
What's the hardest card to get?
American Express.
Black.
Yeah, I would say. Yep. The aim Chase is hard to get to as well.
Oh, that it says excellent
Yeah.
credit.
Chase.
Right, I
they
saw
like
that,
the
yeah.
top.
Yeah.
Chase and Amex. Those are like the top ones.
Yeah.
Oh, Chase Bank. I
Because
never thought
Amex,
Chase
you got to
Bank
pay
had a
off. You
card
have
like
to pay that off every month, right?
So Sapphire, was that unlimited? That's an unlimited like Amex. Is that unlimited?
No, Sapphire. It just depends on what they approve you for. But Sapphire is a very good card. Great rewards.
So I never had
Yeah,
Amex.
Chase
So
is
Amex,
like-
you can
What
charge
kind of
whatever you
rewards they
want.
give you?
Traveling.
Is it 5% cashback or more?
No, well, it depends. It depends on what you buy, what you purchasing. But yes, they do got 5% cash back. I love their rewards too. I actually got some stuff built up now, but that I need to use. But yeah, when I travel, Lyft, I can use. With Lyft, you can't use really credit card. You can with Chase, with that Chase Sapphire though.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So Amex is unlimited. Like you could charge whatever on an Amex card. Is that true?
Yes, it depends though. What you fall in, but
What
yes,
threshold
you
you
can.
in?
Yeah.
So they have tiers.
Yeah.
So some people just take an Amex card and buy a car.
Yep. I do actually have a friend. He ain't got no limit. So.
What do you do?
He's a lawyer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has an MS card with no limit,
Are you
No
dating
limit.
him? No, I'm just playing. Look, it's like, are you guys dating?
but it has to be paid in full at the end of the month.
It does count Yeah, so he does say, but yes, you whatever balance you use, you just want to make sure that you bring it below that 10%. That's.
But
all,
I thought,
yeah.
okay, so the myth was I thought with Amex, if you charge something, the full balance has to be paid at the end of the month, the whole thing.
Yes.
Oh, that's true with
Yes.
Amex.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So that's why they just like whatever, buy whatever as long as you pay it off.
Yeah. That's for the big ball.
So let me ask this though, like, cause Chris is married. You're single. I'm single. So like, is bad credit a deal breaker for you? Cause it is for me now. I'm to the point where if you ain't got it, boo, I ain't trying to make no concessions for you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna say it's a deal breaker.
Why? Cause you can help them fix it.
Yes, I
Then
can
when you
help
help them fix
fix
it, then they be thinking
I'll
then,
say this.
then they want to act brand new on you after you help them fix it.
Oh, and then that's when you gotta go.
Then God got to teach you a whole nother lesson. Why
I
you want to go
know.
through that again?
I know.
You want to go through that?
Yeah.
Just
It's
go.
interesting y'all say that because I was probably that person, right?
Yeah.
So when I met my wife, her credit's excellent, right? But mine was lower than hers.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, she, by being with her, it just improved.
I was about to
Because
say, I'm
she-
not going to
yeah.
say it's a deal breaker, only because there are some really good men out here, really good, successful men out here, and they don't know. You
Yeah.
know? So,
Well, I want to. I'm
Yeah.
sneak in and kind of because my other question was kind of sort of
Mm-hmm.
mental health related. How often do you encounter somebody who, is looking to get your services, and it's not so much that they're not educated and don't have the income or any of these things, but literally just being on the phone with these people fills them with so much anxiety that they won't do it. They won't make the phone calls. They won't there's just that the it's just the communication part that they struggle with. And if you can just get them over that, everything's fine. Is this a thing?
I mean, they need a secretary.
I was about
Like
to
an
say,
assistant.
I don't get that.
No,
No, I don't.
you're about to.
Oh,
Now I'm gonna tell you what I had. I okay. Plus, I'm waiting until January because I was working with somebody now, right?
okay.
But I like doing business with people who we have a conversation.
Yeah.
Right. It's a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like talking to people and they're talking and I'm listening for long periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
That
Let's
raises
get straight to the
it raises
point.
my anxiety, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're doing all the talking and I feel like I can't interject. So it's like jump rope, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's driving me kind of crazy sometimes. But it's working though.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna switch gears. And I'm not worried about the fact that we know each other. I'm still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten over the fear of knowing people and having them in my business like that. Melanie
Mm-hmm.
does my retirement. And I got over that because I went to the doctor, and the chick I was graduating with was a doctor. I graduated from high school with.
Oh,
She
yeah, I
was a
forgot
doctor.
about that story.
She's a doctor.
She gave him an exam,
Yeah.
prostate exam.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like,
he got over
I
that.
was like, whatever. I ain't
forgot about that
I ain't
story,
cracking,
Chris.
lacking, slacking
It's
in the
been
back
a year
end, so whatever.
since you
Right.
told me
I'm
that
good.
story.
Yeah. I'm
Right.
good. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I
Too
put
bad she
something.
with my prom date.
I
No, I'm
put
just kidding.
something on Facebook the other day, and it to me was so revelatory because it said that the only people that get help are the ones that admit that they need it.
Yeah.
And so, we have these masks on, like with our friends and things like the people that we
Yeah.
associate with, and we don't want them in our business.
Yeah.
But it might be something that that I don't know that you can help me with. And until I admit I need help in this area, I won't get it.
I think the most important thing is, and this has happened to me I'll say this, I can't remember sometimes this has happened to me. There's a lot of people, for whatever reason, I don't know, people cling to me. I don't know, maybe because I'm just so open. Like during my consultations, I just talk to people. I'm hey, how you doing?
It's a soft business.
Yeah, and they
Soft
open
life.
up. They was like, "You're so professional," and they start opening up to me.
Yeah.
But it's one thing to I need help. It's another thing to follow the guidance.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
So I've had my hand smacked twice in the situation. I mean, like, hey, what did I tell you? Like, don't.
Right.
And you have to be willing to just give. Like,
You do.
okay, I'm gonna let go and let you tell me exactly what to do and follow
Yep.
that direction.
Yep.
And
I
that's a
have
very
people
difficult
pour out
thing.
to me, and they don't sign up. A month later, they come back.
Yeah.
Later, they come back.
When they're ready. I have the same thing.
Yep.
Yep. And it's good to have that it's, to me it's an anointing,
It
to have
is.
people that make them feel comfortable to where they can trust you with their information and they can communicate with you. And when we communicate, then we can get an understanding.
And
we
that's
can
my
help you.
biggest thing. Like, most people think it's all about the money. Like, I really believe that God put me on this earth to help people. I got a lot. I've been through a lot, and I just feel like my testimony is to help somebody else.
For
You know, that's
sure.
my biggest
It
thing.
is.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's not always about the money. It's just sometimes people just need you. They need that person to lean on. So
Absolutely. And you make it easy because all I have to do is go to your website, Tamika Robinson, and the link is on her Facebook. You click that link and it takes you right to TRB Credit. And it's a very clean website. Looks like it's very easy to sign up. You have 2 tiers for a package.
yes.
So we're talking about the higher package, Chris, but she has a package for explain that lower package tier to me.
Yeah, so I do credit audits as well. So some people, you know, they may not want to sign up, but they basically want to know what to do, right? So they want me to go over their entire credit report. And basically what I do is the same thing. I go over there and they make a schedule an appointment. I go over their entire credit report, and then I put together a plan of action for them. I also give them my free ebook. I do have an ebook as well that'll show you how to repair your own credit.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Where is that located? What's the name of it?
It's actually on my website actually it's on the link, TRB _ credit financials. It's on the link, and it's basically a credit building ebook. And basically it shows you not only how to repair your own credit, but I also attach the dispute letters as well. So yep, so you can have that. And so
Credit
I just
boosting guide.
it's the
This
credit
is it.
boost.
Okay,
Yep.
I see
Yes,
it.
correct. Yep.
I'm gonna go all in. I just want the whole thing. I mean, you know, I really want to. I want to see how high it can actually get if I follow the guidance.
Okay.
Right.
You
Right.
may not even need credit repair. You may just need credit building. And if that's what you need, then I can we can call each other and get on the phone.
Well, I'm
and I
gonna let you.
yeah, you may just need credit building, and I got you.
Okay. There it is. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I think
I'm
I
actually
might
ready.
need that too.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Praise God. We're going to get this money. We're going to save money. We're going to build up our credit. We are not going to retire broke with bad credit. We're going to retire healthy and wealthy.
Yes, we are.
And wealthy and have our name. A good name is better than fine perfume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I was saying when I met Melody to do my retirement, you know, I'm like, the last thing I want to do is leave my wife with debt. Right.
Yes, that's big.
I think that's the worst thing I can do to her, aside from infidelity. So I'm definitely not going to leave her in that situation.
And he did.
So
He
I
got the
signed
life
up for it.
insurance,
I want to make sure she
retirement.
has zero. Bury me and go on with your life. That's
Yes,
it.
yes.
And I
Does she
truly
have to
feel
wait
that
a
way.
little while before she can get with somebody else, though?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How long?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, she got
Another show.
About another year.
Okay.
Another show. Come on, people. Let's
gotta
bring it
wait.
home.
Look, she
When you
got
see me with
so
the big
close.
question,
She got more for a minute now. She can't just jump up and get a damn date the next day.
like, wait a minute. You just got
Shit. Let the obituary dry first. Damn.
Blow the dust off.
You know, they use that slow drying ink on death certificates. You know that, right?
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You gotta wave that around. For,
Yeah. So, what's the best advice before we sign off? What's the best advice that you could give someone right now today in terms of credit? Any advice that you want to share?
Be cautious of your spending habits. Be cautious, and don't be careless. And even though you got bad credit, you can start over. It's not the end of the world. It can be fixed. So don't think it's the end of the world. And if you want to get started as soon as possible.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
I know. I
Having you on.
enjoyed this. I love it.
We
Thank
can't
you
wait
for
to work with
inviting
you.
me.
I know, right? And so again, before we sign off, the Real Nonsense Podcast has been brought to you by Jared Davis Photography for the finest and professional photography services of all types in the metropolitan Detroit area. Contact Jared Davis Photography where we make the magic the world will want to see. Call 567-343-1980 and Melodic Retirement Services. Prepare for your future today. For more information or to make an appointment for a consultation, call Melody J. Walker at 248-301-2439. Retire healthy and wealthy. So this has been another great episode of the Real Nonsense Podcast with Chris and Mel.
Peace out.
Peace.
This the real nonsense, you better call in. Tune in, you might even hear your best friend. You know we live every Saturday, better tap in. Got some real knowledge for all you young men. Not just for men, it's for ladies too. All ages, we don't care if you 82. Cause it's the real nonsense. The real nonsense. For real,